A lot of what we experience in the room together is a chance to talk about what I think about as gaps in truth. How can we make our knowledge count? And how can we build a space for thinking with maybe more support than we usually have? And also what could happen to history, to the world, if we can insert new ideas into the public consciousness.
Our civic conversation is not in excellent health right now.
How can we acknowledge what's happening and the hard realities? What are the honest and real tensions? And not let those be our destiny.
So I feel like I am experiencing tension.
I struggle to find my public voice.
I often wonder if I'm the appropriate spokesperson for the cause.
What will the reaction be, and do I really want to put myself out there?
Quantity versus quality.
Getting it right versus getting it written.
The tension between an academic voice versus a public voice is certainly one that we're exploring and one that I've explored. I started to worry less about my academic voice and start thinking about what it is that I want to make an impact on and started working on those projects. As pediatricians, we're not necessarily taught to be public speakers. Most recently, I've been talking with some national organizations about the development of public policies within hospitals about parents who have opioid addiction. A lot of our parents who go through criminal court actually have children who are affected by this. So we are working now on a pilot project to develop family drug courts.
I've been teaching over 22 years. I find that undergraduates have this intense anxiety about leaving the academic environment and going into the real world. And I'm hoping to give them some comfort and understand that they have to be lifelong learners. And if they approach this new job as an opportunity to continue learning, that that's what they need to be successful.
I had been wanting to do research on sort of the hidden dangers of sugar, but I wasn't a researcher in that area, but now I am.
So you kind of use your public voice to become an expert?
Yes, to become the expert,
yeah.
yes. I wrote an op-ed which cited the work of a woman who is part of the Food Freedom Launch, and she's allowing me to attach a survey which will allow me to really basically understand the social psychological mechanisms of long-term sustainable weight loss. This could potentially become a 5 or 10-year research agenda for me.
It really is about researching what is needed out there, bringing a voice to that, and making some changes in the world.
One of the tensions we talked about is your beliefs, opinions versus a diversity of opinions and beliefs. For me, that's a real tension that comes up in my own work. I write about Haiti and about the experiences of Haitian people, but I'm not Haitian. I'm a white American woman. I often wonder if I'm the appropriate spokesperson for the cause. Because of the position that I have, the privileges that come with it, my role can lead to a larger audience. And to me, that's a great responsibility that I have. I am planning a new research project looking specifically at the experiences of Haitian people facing deportation.
What we're here for is these kinds of stories and also what's next. I'm very excited to hear next year and in 5 years and in 10 years, because you're already thinking 10 years out. What happens?
So I was looking at the tension between getting it right versus getting it written. So when do you stop thinking about something and when do you start writing?
I have had some success in writing stuff down and sort of getting things out that were on my mind. But when it comes to then going back and revising it, it's been very challenging.
I think that ultimately it's often a question of time, how much time you devote to a piece.
I ended up pitching a story on the showing of the Ken Burns Vietnam War documentary to the conversation. There are 8 names of women on the Vietnam Veterans War Memorial. They're all nurses who died in Vietnam, and they really loved it. But then I thought, I don't think I actually know much about what it's like to be a military nurse or what it would have been like to be in that conflict, and it would have taken a lot of time for me to master it. That felt like a failure to me. So I finally called her up last weekend and said, sorry, I just can't do this. She was like, it's due on Sunday.
Oh, it's not, wait, if this piece is not closed, you still have time?
Yeah, we still have time.
Oh, let's do it.
We're going to see if we can take action between getting it done and getting it right on the op-ed idea that Barbara brought into the room this morning.
If you look at the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall, you might never see the name of a woman. 8 names out of 48,365. There's a larger truth behind these names. The support in the room was amazing.
It has been an amazing experience to be in a room with so many fantastic colleagues from across the campus that we rarely, if ever, get a chance to interact with.
At Dartmouth, they are coming from the medical school, from the business school, and from the College of Arts and Sciences.
Maybe it's there's the tip of the iceberg. There are 8 here, and they remind us to remember the role of women in Vietnam.
One of the things that's been, I think, most interesting is how you can leverage a multidisciplinary perspective and apply them to like real-world current events and issues.
So I have a few patients who are in this position. If we talk to other military nurses who didn't die, would they feel insulted? But I wondered if they wouldn't, because this is reflective of their experience.
There are different things that I might not have come across in my experience, but someone will pull a theory or a situation and they kind of give it as a gift.
I was just thinking if you took a totally different angle and tied it to kind of the participation of trans people in the military.
I was thinking about that, yeah.
If we can't talk about the tough things that are at the root of the root, we'll never be able to change the story that we're telling or who tells it.
The piece I'm writing will add a missing piece to the conversation. I never thought I would be writing for a large public audience in this way, and it's been such a confidence booster.
I'm a new professor at Dartmouth, and being able to establish these connections with faculty has just really, for me, created a stronger connection to this place and the group of people that I work with.